Hi guys, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to day 4 of the 25 Days of Christmas Card Challenge. So today we are going to be doing a longer card than normal. It is 9 by 4 and it fits into a letter size envelope. So I thought this would be great. It gives you a little bit more canvas, especially when you want to write words that are longer or use bigger dies. So I decided to spell out Merry Christmas with the tall, it's the Concord and Ninth tall type alphabet dies, which are brand new from the last release. And then I decided to use 2 dies from an older set that I've never used before, that I've had for a little while. I probably had it for a year or two. And it's called Holiday Cheer Tag Dies. So the tree and then the inside sentiment, which I'll show you what we did with that, those both come from that last set. So I took a piece, like I said, it's a 9 by 4 card because the envelope I believe is like 9 1/4 by a little over 4. So this fits perfectly into here. I tried to keep my measurements as easy as possible. This is 1/4 of an inch shorter than the card base. So it is 3 3/4 by 8 3/4. So the first thing that we're gonna do is glue this down. So this is from a pattern paper pack from Michael's. It was one of those hot buy ones and I got a bunch last year and I'm slowly going through the packs. I did buy a couple more this year, which I probably should never have done, but sometimes I just can't resist those cute paper patterns. So I'm going to turn this to me just so that I make sure that I have kind of an even border on all sides. Nice white border. And since we have the Nuvo drops on the table, I am also going to be using a couple of the Nuvo drops with this. So now what I want to do is I want to write the words Merry Christmas. Now since obviously Christmas is a lot longer than Merry, I actually want to go through, this one's a little, there we go, and spell out Christmas first. Now I have some glue on my hand, so this is going to be a little bit tricky because the letters are probably going to be sticking to me. Now you can see that they don't really stand out too much from behind the pattern paper, but we're going to change that. We're going to do something to make them stand out. And you just want to make sure with letters like this, because the S could kind of go either way, you want to make sure that when you do the letter, you just do whatever letter way you do the letter. If you have 2 or 3 S's, they all go the same way. Doesn't matter which way. If it looks okay both ways, just make sure that they all go the same way. And I'm just trying right now to space things out. And that is actually, so I'm just gonna try to place these on there. So I want one tree over here, and then I think I'm gonna do 2 trees up this way. So since we have 2 green, I'm gonna put the green behind it. So then that looks kind of evenly spaced because the trees take up more room. So then what I kind of try to do is eyeball the middle and then the end, the last letter. Kind of give it a little bit of even space on either side. I don't know that I like that because, well, that's all right. Because I was going to say because it's a lot of the green down there, but it's all right. And then just kind of spread out the letters in the middle to make sure the spacing is a little even. So that's what the card is going to look like for the beginning. So then what I like to do is just kind of take off one letter at a time and use my Zig 2A glue pen to apply some adhesive. The easiest thing would be to use some double-sided tape like the sticker paper and cut these out. And then all you would have to do is peel the backing off of it and not have to glue every letter down. However, I did not think of that. I also said that in another video too. It doesn't occur to me until after I start gluing these on that I'm like, oh, that's what I should have done. And especially since this Concord and Ninth release came with some sticker paper, I should have done that. So I'm just trying to get things as straight and as evenly spaced as possible. Now, if you are a super perfectionist, this is where a T ruler would come in handy if you really wanted to use one. There's also some items in the Misty. They have some things to stamp sentiment straight, so you could potentially use those on this too. But I am not that super particular. I feel like handmade is handmade. It shouldn't be perfect. Sometimes if things are way too off, my OCD drives me crazy with that, but it is what it is usually. I usually try to, if I mess up too badly, I try to, figure out a way to fix it. So these trees are not meant to actually pop out of the paper. They are meant to cut into the paper, so it would cut into like the background paper. So what I had to do was actually snip in between all of these branches and then snip the top and the bottom off. So it actually just cuts into the paper, and you can fold up the edges of the tree, which are really cool. So if you wanted to put it in the background, it looks really nice. But since again, these are older and I forgot about them until recently, I did not remember that until after I cut out the first tree and couldn't figure out why it wasn't cutting through. And then I looked at the die and I realized that it's supposed to cut into the paper and not cut out all the way. But easily remedied, and I did 3 of them. I actually cut out 4, but I did not use the 4th pink one because I feel like there's more pink on this than there was the green, and maybe it's just because the pink stands out a little bit more to me, but we're going to rectify that with some of the Nouveau drops. So when I was going through my Nouveau drop stash, I couldn't find a color that was very similar to this green, or this bluish green. So I do have a translucent one, and that is what we are going to use on top of the green. And then I'll tell you the colors once we get to it, but that's what we're going to use on top of the green. And then on top of the pink, we're going to use this jewel drop in, there's a pink color. It's like a light pink. So I tested it out on a scrap piece of paper. And then the sentiment on the inside is from that same die set that the tree is from, the tags die. And it cuts out the letters, and so the letters will fall out. So same kind of thing, it cuts into the paper. It's actually meant to be on the front of the tags. So it's kind of like a front pocket to a gift tag or a gift card holder, something like that. But I decided that what we were going to do was cut it out of pink cardstock and then line it on the back with the same color green that these letters are, so that everything matches. Because I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do it. Now you could put the, cut that die out a second time from the green cardstock and then paper piece the letters back in, but I just thought I was trying to keep this card simple in under about 10 minutes, and we're at about 8.5 now. So I was just trying to keep this card as simple as possible, and if we have a lot going on in the front with the Nouveau drops being put on there, I thought that maybe it would just be best and quickest if I just kind of did, just kind of left it alone. So there's our front right now, and normally what I would do is put a heavy block on top of this, but I'm just going to kind of press down as much as I can. So there's the Merry Christmas. And then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to use my glue pen to kind of just go around in between the letters and make sure that this all kind of sticks down. Because instead of putting the letters back in, it's kind of wasteful. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to just kind of cut around all the letters that I've done. So I'm going to do this. And now the sentiment, it doesn't have the holes in the middle now. I just got some glue on there. And I think I had some ink or something on my hands, and Now it's black, but so this is the center, the sentiment for the inside, and we're just going to put it in here, and it is a little bit shorter on both sides. Let's see if I can rub that off or something. So again, we're just going to take a little bit of the glue pen or the glue stick, try to glue it down as much as possible without warping the paper. Oops, it should actually come over here a little bit. I'm trying just to center it up as best I can. And working upside down is not always the easiest. So I'll try to get that glue off of there. I do have a Mono Tombow sander eraser. Oh, my H got a little screwed up too. There we go. The piece of the H got a little messed up. So there is the sentiment on the inside. So now for this, what I want to do is, because it doesn't really stand out that much, I want to go over it with the Nouveau Crystal Drops. So this is the Crystal Drops in Morning Dew. And again, you want to test it out to make sure that it doesn't come out too crazy, even though I've already used it. And you're just going to go over with a not too thick but not too thin layer of this. So you're going to go over all the green with the clear, or I'm going to go over all the green with the clear. And then all of the pink with the pink color. And the pink is Jewel Drops in Rosewater, and they dry translucent. Both of these will dry translucent. So I will finish this because I don't want you guys to be bored of sitting here just watching me do this, and I kind of want to take my time so that I go through and get all of the letters done properly, and then I'll come back when this is all done. Okay, so it's all done, and when these dry, they're gonna look like thicker. So it's gonna have some dimension, so you're gonna be able to see it. If you can see it, I think it stands out more from the background than it did before we did the Nouveau Drops, but this is the final card. So thank you guys for staying tuned for day 4. Can't believe it's already been 4 days. And yes, I know I have the same outfit on. I am off of work today. I've been off for a week. It was my birthday on Wednesday, and we had gone to the Bahamas. So I took a little over a week off from work, and I just thought that I would try to get as many cards done since I am running behind. So I don't know how many more cards you're gonna see me do in this outfit, but just to let you guys know, yes, I did not wear the same outfit several days in a row. This is just when I was able to get to doing these cards. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this series. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys again soon for day 5. Bye!